Yes. Hello, my name is Kimberly, and I am your Bay City travel expert, actually here in Midland, Michigan tonight.
And I'm Mike, and I am the Midland travel expert, and we're here at the Balloon Festival, and it's awesome. The weather is beautiful this afternoon. We got balloons going up. There's tons of people here. It's a really cool experience.
Yeah, so all tonight we'll be showing you the amazing balloon glow, and we'll also be telling you about the events that are going on, because it is not just happening tonight. There is stuff going on tomorrow and Sunday. So we're excited to show you. There's tons of kids stuff to do. There's a balloon that you can walk into, which we're gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna let me in there. I'm a little big, but I'm sure I can finagle my way in there. There's elephant ears, caramel corn. There's vendors here and everything. This is an awesome festival to be at, folks.
Yeah, you'll see behind us that one is getting filled up, and then actually can't see this one, but it'll come across the screen soon. It's up in the air. It's gonna be flying over us. Mike, have you ever flown in one before?
I have not flown in a hot air balloon, but I would love to.
Gosh. It kind of freaks me out. I'm terrified of heights, so I couldn't imagine being in there right now.
That's an awesome sight. I don't know if you can hear it, but he's putting hot air into that balloon, and up and away he goes.
Yeah, so
man, that is cool.
The competitions that take place, they'll lift off from an area, and then they compete and see who can land in a certain area. So that's how the competition works. And that's going to be going on all day tomorrow, and then
Sunday, a little bit Sunday morning, I think they do some competitions as well.
Yes. So many different events. You'll hear the speaker behind us kind of telling everyone what's going on. There's tons of people here.
Yep, and stay tuned for some interviews with a couple of balloon pilots and just vendors and spectators. This is an awesome show, folks.
Yeah, if you're looking to get out here, bring your chairs, blankets. There's tons going on. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be with you with more interviews and showing you more what's going on. But take a look at the balloons.
Once a pilot is in the air, his crew has to pack all the other equipment up in the van, and then they have to chase them. So we call it from natural launch because we really hope a lot of birds are going to launch about the same time. I don't think I'll be able to announce every single person at the moment when they're in the air, but we're going to try. Milk is flying. One over the field right now. USA is visible on most of you in the crowd. Bill's from Battle Creek, Michigan, and Sean, who flew out first, is from Oxford, Michigan. For those of you enjoying accurately observing, not all these balloons are exactly the same shape. Some are bigger around, some are taller and skinnier. The tall and skinny balloons, like Sean has, for racing. The one with no envelope that's flying over all of the balloons. Ready for the helicopter. I'm sorry, I'm kind of the way. So the Remax balloon's full of hot air, and so is A2. We named this balloon A2 because it's kind of a balloon called Blown Away. And the BA obviously stands for Blown Away 2. Now in the front of the field, we also have the Michigan Cat balloon doing cold inflation. Just about every pilot started to cold inflate at this point. So get your cameras ready, get your Instagram accounts going, get ready to twist. do a hashtag Midland Balloons so you can help look at other people's pictures and text your family to come down to the globe. Again, for those who may have brought some perishable items, or non-perishable items rather, for donation, there is a trailer and a white tent kind of halfway between the bandstands and the play balloon. And it's got a big banner on the side that says food donations. Please drop those off there. They're greatly appreciated. I'm actually in the balloon field, getting hot, ready to go on. They don't take a lot of space. It's 6:05 and they open the field to watch at right at 6 o'clock. So it looks like everyone wants to get out, hit their targets as soon as possible, so they can get back into the field for the balloon glow. For the balloon glow, we'll do this all again, except you won't watch. We'll just inflate them, keep them tethered to the vehicle, and then we'll do some fun stuff like light them all up at the same time in the dark sky in Midland. Why don't you give the pilots a round of applause? Let them know you're glad they're here. Showing off the beautiful balloons in Midland, Michigan at the Balloon Festival of Midland. Just went upright at the south end of the field. Next time it's on for water provision. Beautiful fall colors of orange and yellow and red and black. There goes Steve King. Wave goodbye to him, folks. In the air. I got the message with us.
It'll work as long as he that's it.
Just a reminder, folks, to stay clear of the
All right,
field.
folks.
The field is for pilots and
All right, folks.
only.
Great news coming up. We have one of our camera people going up in a balloon. So you're going to get to see the entire festival just like these balloon pilots will. It is going to be an awesome, awesome experience, folks. She's going up into that balloon right there, and that's the one you're going to be riding along with. So stay tuned. Yeah.
At one given moment. Now what we do is like that. When the lights up, that was what we do. What else do we do? These pilots carry 2, 3, or perhaps 4 15-gallon tanks to location. Bringing out the crowd, and goes along with just about everybody else. Folks, let's enjoy the launch. Get your cameras ready.
Once you get up,
once the balloons get upright,
oh yeah, 100 feet.
The crew will lean on the edge of the basket, put their weight on it to make sure they don't or stretch their rope out intensely tight right away. They get everything ready, all their release lines or crown line. There's everything. And control pilots ready. We're starting.
We're leaving.
Dealing light.
We're good, we're good.
Quite calm.
Thank you.
If you have a balloon launching near you, give them a wave. Round of applause. They can hear you up there.
There are balloons everywhere around here, and as you can see, our camera girl is in one of them. I don't know, a couple feet up in the air right now. I would probably put her at almost 100 feet, and she's still going up. She's in a really colorful green and white and red and yellow balloon. But there are balloons of all shapes, sizes, and colors throughout this entire festival. So you got to get here, folks. You got to see it for yourself. It's really an immaculate sight.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay.
Everybody came up. That's Bunker, right? Because he
We ask that everyone stay behind the barrier.
There's somebody else, everybody'd probably freak out. As soon as they're like, no, it's Jack.
Vehicles will be leaving.
So the different,
Check the pass. We're going to check loud and clear.
so the different ropes you're pulling, Scott, that's air in and out or
Just turns the balloon so I can turn forward.
Oh,
So I can fly forward.
okay. That's a nice setup.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that before.
it's an Asmo.
What is it?
An Asmo.
Okay.
Looks like there's a left up high. And a left low.
Where's your first target?
Sean's at it. Right there.
Oh,
You got a copy?
Let's go down. Let's follow Joey down. We're going to go down and follow him. See, we need a little bit left here.
okay.
We're going too far right.
Oh,
So I see guys getting it up high, and I see
Yeah.
Joey getting it really close to the deck. So let's see what we get. We'll go right down on the deck with Joey. So right now what I'm doing is just letting a little hot air out of the top so we can come down a little faster. There we go. That's better. We're hooking to the left now. BA2, you got eyes on that thing out there?
So far I'm lined up on Draves, but we'll see.
Is Sean at it right now?
When he was low, he was... So he...
Copy that.
It just changes the balloon's direction on its axis. So a lot of pilots are staying low to the north of the field. If you look over the airport, They've got targets pretty close by, so they're not going to get way up too high in the air. They have good control what's going on down here closer to the ground. The beautiful red, white, and blue balloon in the back is flown by Matt Hazy. Matt is a salesman of hot air balloons. So if you ever want to buy a hot air balloon, you come over to the pavilion where all the pilots are hanging out this weekend, and we'll put you in touch with Matt. His balloon is brand new. We held a balloon event in Frankenmuth on Memorial Weekend, Balloons Over Bavarian Inn, and that was supposed to be the first place we would see that balloon. And since he works for the company, other orders came in, and his got pushed back. So you get to be some of the first people to ever see that balloon, which he named Stars and Stripes. And if you got to see the parachute on the top, it's full of white stuff on a blue background. So in the front of the field, closer to the bandstands, we still have the Remax balloon with Joey Leatherberry. We have the balloon called Four, as in swinging your golf club, because that's that pilot's other favorite thing to do. With the yellow, red, and black, that's Wes Dickerson. Right next to him is good friend Mark Enzer. Mark Enzer could be your UPS man here in Midland. He works for UPS, delivers all over Midland, lives in Saginaw, so you see his balloon quite often in this area. And just behind him is the only lady pilot at our event this year. Her name is Janet Lutkus. Her balloon is called Goodnight Gracie. Her daughter helped design it. I think her daughter Gracie is about 10 years old. If she's here and I guessed that wrong, I apologize, Gracie. But has a beautiful crest moon on one side, and the other side has a horse on it, because she loves horses too. So she designed the balloon for her mom. Here goes Mark Enzer in the air. The beautiful rainbow balloon with white stripes is called God's Promise. That is flown by Bill Sterner, and Bill is brother-in-law to the man who flew first, Sean Rea. Lots of balloons really enjoy having rainbow colors in them in many different patterns. So it's always hard to say, look at the pretty rainbow colored balloon, because it happens so much. So there's a lot of relatives here who are balloon pilots flying together. We have 3 family members from the Gauthier family flying. 2 are brothers, and the other is a son slash nephew to the other 2. We also have your local star hot air balloonists, Scott King and Steve King, flying as brothers. Steve launched a while ago, and Scott's in the back of the field there with the white and blue and yellow checker balloon. The folks at Remax also helped arrange the fun balloon that's over near the pavilion with the red roof, where your kids can come on over, and it's free. They can walk inside that hot air balloon and see what it's like inside a hot air balloon envelope. We're only blowing cold air into it, so it's rather comfortable. And there's a little tent with help yourself tattoos and a little bit of water to put them on your hand or arm there too. It's all free, so come on over, enjoy that. I think they'll be set up till about 8 o'clock. Also, if you did bring some non-perishable food items, there is a utility trailer and a small tent set up kind of out in front of the food concession folks, halfway between the bandstand area and the red pavilion, and you could drop off your items there, which will be greatly appreciated. Your coordinators did a nice job of making the target options relatively close, giving the pilots an opportunity to come back relatively soon and prepare for the balloon glow. Here goes Scott King in the air in the back of the field. Janet with Goodnight Gracie's just about ready as well. At the south end of the field, we have Chris Smart. He too is a very competitive pilot who's holding back. I think he knows he can figure out the path to the target better than all those other pilots. He has a pretty balloon with several shades of blue and black and pink. And he calls it Dream Racer. I mentioned before there's different shapes of balloons. His balloon and Goodnight Gracie with the stars and the horse and the moon on it are racers. The Remax balloon is a traditional shaped balloon. It's bigger in diameter, maybe not quite as tall. When a balloon is called a racer, it doesn't really mean that it travels faster. It just means it has quicker response times to putting more heat into it or venting hot air out of it. How a hot air balloon pilot actually steers the balloon is that he looks conditions ahead, and if he thinks that he's going to get a slight left turn by going higher, and he wants to do that, he puts more heat in the balloon to go higher. If he gets up to a higher elevation and he's really happy with the direction, he has a rope that's attached to the parachute at the top of the balloon, and he pulls down and lets some of the heat out. All of these folks are carrying some pretty fancy electronics, and they know their elevation, they know their GPS location, latitude and longitude. Many of them are even carrying a laptop with the ground map laid over and tied into their GPS, and they know exactly where the target is on their computer, even if they can't see it yet. All of that is allowed in a competition. So a racer can get quicker elevation and come down quicker because of the narrower the diameter of the balloon. And there he is. Let's give a round of applause to Chris Smart. Dream Racers in the air. So a pilot who's been flying a traditional shaped balloon for many years has to get a little used to the idea when he gets behind the controls of a racer. All the action times are just a little quicker. That's the big difference between a racer and another balloon. Now there's another whole kind of balloon that you've had in Midland before. They're shape balloons. There are lots of shape balloons, like the shape of a dragon, or the shape of a monster, or the shape of a butterfly. I've even seen the shape of grasshoppers and tulips. They'll pretty much run on the same principle though. Give a round of applause to Remax, one of the major sponsors of making things happening in ballooning here in Midland and everywhere. We still have Steve Mitchell laying sideways on the ground with his balloon called Old Cat. You might think that's a funny name for a hot air balloon, unless you know the story behind it. Well, the story is, that's a used hot air balloon that pilot Steve Mitchell bought from Rick Kerber, the pilot of the Michigan Cat balloon. Envision the Michigan Cat balloon that flew earlier without the big banners on the side that say Michigan Cat. It looks just like it. It's because this used to be the Michigan Cat balloon. He took the banners off, and he had to do a little repair. And Steve Mitchell is a graduate of the Michigan State University. Go green, go white. So one of his panels that's on the white section has a Spartan logo on each side of the balloon. So if you can't see it right now, watch for that when he goes upright. Give a round of applause to Janet Lutkus with Good Night Gracie. She can give you a round of applause. Now, in case you didn't hear me state it earlier, this is not the end of the show. First, we still have Steve Mitchell out there taking his time in the competition. So we're going to watch him launch. But we're going to do a balloon glow tonight. We anticipate the winds will get calmer and calmer as the pilots land and they pack up their balloon and they put it in their vehicle and they drive back. They're coming back out on this field all over again. And tonight, 14 of the balloons plan to glow on the field. So they'll kind of cluster together a little bit. They'll reinflate their balloons and keep them attached to the back of their vehicle. And then in the dark, we'll do some fun stuff. You'll help. We're going to have them all shoot the burners into their balloons at the same time. Now, many of you maybe have been to a balloon glow before, and maybe you haven't. So if one of your neighbors hasn't been to a balloon glow, tell them about it right now. It's pretty cool. The pilots are very pleased at this point. They truly think we should get the rest of our flights and our balloon glow in tomorrow night. Along with staying with tonight's balloon glow, we invite you to come back tomorrow night. We're going to launch again from this field. The winds could be significantly a different direction, and we're going to glow the other half of the pilots tomorrow night. So it'll look like a completely different balloon glow than tonight. So if you're busy and working, at least tell your family and friends who you show the pictures to you take tonight to come on out, and they should take pictures for you of tomorrow night's balloon glow.
Hey Mike, have you ever been inside a balloon?
I have not.
Well, we're going in one.
In this one?
In this one.
Oh man, come on.
when you come on out.
Wow, that's cool. That is so cool. Yeah. We're in a hot air balloon, folks. This is so cool. Now this is an actual balloon that's probably has gone up in the air a couple of times. We're inside of it. So if you were in a basket over there, this is what you'd be looking at.
Yeah, perfect place to come and take a photo and post to Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and use hashtag Go Great Lakes Bay and hashtag Midland Balloon Fest.
Yeah.
And that's what I was just doing, taking some photos for our Instagram. And you can also follow us on Instagram. Little plug there.
It's also a nice get away from the sun. It's nice and some shade.
And they have
Really, really cool thing they got here.
the fans.
Yeah, the fans, so it's not hot in here.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Awesome.
Great area for kids to play.
Cool. This is cool.
There's a lot of relatives here. We have 3 family members from the Dawson family. 2 are brothers. And the other is a son slash nephew. To the other 2. We also have
All right, folks, we're here at the non-perishable food donation drop-off, and if you come to the All right, folks, we're here at the non-perishable food donation drop-off, and if you come to this awesome, spectacular event, please bring a non-perishable item to donate to a local food bank.
Yeah.
I think he knows.
And
he
you
can
just drop them
figure
off.
out
There's
the
2
path to
locations,
the target better than
and
all
the
those other
announcer
pilots.
is directing people towards them.
He has a
throughout the
pretty
event
balloon
tonight.
with
So if
several
you
shades
can't
of
remember,
blue and black
you'll
and
see it
pink.
right by the food and another place on campus.
And he calls it Dream Racer. I mentioned before there's different shapes of balloons. His balloon and Goodnight Gracie quicker response time, putting more heat into it, or venting hot air out of it. How a hot air balloon pilot actually sees the balloon is that he looks conditions ahead, and if he thinks that he's going to get a slight left turn by going higher, and he wants to do that, he puts more heat in the balloon to go higher. If he gets up to a higher elevation and he's really happy with the direction, he has a rope that's attached to the balloon of a balloon racer. They come down quicker and they have a little funny indentation on the one side. It's kind of like it helps put on the brakes to slow them down when it bends inward like that, they tell me. The difference in temperature on the outside of a balloon and on the inside of the balloon is what creates the lift for them to launch off the ground. In today's great technology, they have the ability to know the temperature in the top of their balloon envelope at any given time. That's super critical. That's because if it gets too hot in the top of the balloon, it'll melt. If it doesn't melt, but it gets too hot too often, it will truly shorten the life of the fabric. So it's not uncommon for the top of the balloon on an 80 or 90 degree day outside to be 230, 250, maybe even 270 degrees. You could boil water on the top of a hot air balloon. They really don't want it to surpass 300 degrees. It really should never get to 350 or more. So they have a heat sensor. Today, most of them are communicating by infrared device down to a meter that they have at the pilot's eye level. A little bit older technology is a thin wire runs down from the top of the balloon and plugs into a device so they know the temperature in the top of the balloon. Now, I had the pleasure of flying in January in a hot air balloon when the weather outside was 5 degrees. This was at our first Balloons Over Bavarian Inn event in Frankenmuth 10 years ago. It was shocking to me to learn that the temperature in the top of the balloon was 82 degrees, and we were flying at 1,000 feet. So it was really because the difference in the temperature on the inside of the balloon to the outside of the balloon that created the lift.
I'm going to go over
I apologize for being a little redundant, but I know more people have arrived because they know we have a balloon float going on tonight. Next launch. Only 1 or 2 balloon envelopes are still visible near the pine trees. 2 pilots who are flying up high. We have Steve Mitchell in the old cat balloon. and get a chance to walk inside a cold air balloon. I call it a cold air balloon because we're not putting any hot air in it while you're inside. This is a balloon that's retired. It can't be flown anymore. So we thought, what a great way to still put it to use by showing you the balloon from the inside.
Can you ask Brian if he's ready?
Hey, bro. The balloon took off. We got a little bit of time before the next launch. So stay tuned. Are you ready for that? All right. Ready?
I think my thing's not. Oh, can you hear me?
That surprised me.
Earlier I was asked, what does it take to become a hot
Okay,
air
folks, we're
balloon
going to take a
pilot?
little bit of a break because the first launch just went off, and that's what you were watching. And the second round of pilots are on their way to the field right now. So while they're getting their baskets set up and everything, we're going to take a little bit of a break, but stay tuned for the next launch and the glow.
To go
Yeah,
through
we'll be here.
or they take flying lessons. So some of these pilots are corporate pilots. Some are commercial pilots. And some are pilots. The difference in those three levels determines if they're allowed to train other pilots or if they're allowed to take people on balloon rides. Not every pilot can take people for hire in a balloon. They need to be insured and certified at a deeper level than a hobbyist balloon pilot. But all pilots go through FAA regulated classes. They have to recertify every year in their training. And they have to have their balloon inspected every year. To inspect a hot air balloon, they actually test. The engine pouring just went up right at the south end of the field. That's kind of shocking. Waterford, Michigan. With the beautiful fall colors of orange and yellow and red, black. There goes Steve King. Wave goodbye to him, folks. In the air. I bet Remax is with him. Just a reminder, folks, to stay clear of the field. The field is for pilots and users only. So please stay behind the barriers at all times for safety. Propane and lots of ropes. And for everyone's safety, we need to the burners of many of these BTU of heat at 1 gigawatt. It lights up. That was 1 BTU. Each pilot is carrying 2, 3, or perhaps 4 15-gallon. Him. Michigan a little wind, bringing up cloud, and goes along with just about everybody else, folks. Let's enjoy the launch. Get your cameras ready.
Once you get up,
Once the balloons get upright,
oh yeah, 100 feet.
the crew will lean on the edge of the basket, put their weight on it to make sure they don't or stretch their rope out intensely tight right away. They get everything ready, all their release lines or crown line, there's everything. And pilots ready.
Which target?
We're leaving.
Dealing with light.
We're good.
Quite calm.
Thank you.
If you have a balloon launching here, you give them a wave. Round of applause. They can hear you up there. The concept of launching and landing at the same place is pretty rare in Michigan. It's very common in places like Albuquerque, New Mexico, or in Colorado. When you have mountain ranges, it's common that the wind is blowing off the mountain down the ranges. But if you fly over the top of the mountain, the wind is coming in the exact opposite direction from the other side. So when those conditions happen, it's rather common that a balloon pilot will follow the elevation of a mountain going one direction, get higher than the peak, and get the exact opposite wind and shoot back. But then when he comes back down into the lower atmosphere area, the wind brings him right back, and they call it a box. So I think Sean's been working on a Michigan box tonight.
Can they do the glow the sun? See, because you can only go that far.
Please text your family and friends. We plan to have the full-blown part of the balloon glow from 8:15 to 8:45 tonight. I believe a number of balloons will inflate before that. But 8:15, they believe it will be very dark. And that's when we want to put on the best, biggest glow show. And we'll have your participation to count down and do some all glows and twinkles. And we'll ask the questions to a few pilots and get some answers by who lights them up. And it will be beautiful. So text any other family and friends. They should get here about 7:30 or so to deal with a little bit of traffic and get settled by you. Or tell them to come over tomorrow night. It'll be the same time as tomorrow night. We'll launch about 6 o'clock, and we'll come back, and all the balloon pilots that don't glow tonight will glow tomorrow night. I didn't mention this is a competition. These are pilots who are trying to beat each other in flying for accuracy. So they'll also fly bright and early tomorrow morning, about 7:15 to 8:15 a.m. They intend to launch They'll have a target most likely on this field. And depending on the wind direction, they may have another 2 targets, either upwind or downwind, in the same direction. So the pilots usually have to go at least 1 kilometer away from the first target and launch from whatever angle they think they need to get to this field. So not every pilot launches from the same place. They all have their own opinion on getting a different angled wind, depending on how high they plan to fly from a different location. So if about 7 o'clock or 6:45 there's a knock at your door and you see a great big van or truck in the driveway and you have big open grass, they might be wanting to launch from your yard or your side yard or your pasture. There's a little secret that if you have a big open space and there's no power lines at the end of your land, lay out an old sheet in the grass. Put some rocks on the corner. Anytime a pilot sees that and they're flying, they know that they already have permission to land there. And if they decide they want to, they won't wait for their crew to go knock on the door and ask permission. They'll just go ahead and land. If you don't have a sheet you know, and they want to land there, they'll always they'll get their crew to go ahead of them and knock on the door and ask permission. Only in public spaces or parks or maybe commercial companies with parking lots will they land without permission. Sean is getting more and more to the north. I'm sorry, to the south. I don't think he wants to come down quite yet because the wind will take him the other direction and when he gets down here. But he's working the wind trying to get closer to US 10. So in the same manner that there might be a balloon flight tomorrow morning, they'll also try to fly Sunday morning. Again, they'll try to fly between 7:20 and 8:30 in the morning. If you do stop out to this field either morning, it won't be quite crowded, first of all, but you could watch them try to fly into the field, drop a target, and most likely they'll continue to fly on to another target. If this is the last target of the morning, they may be able to land at the far end of the field. It just depends on the competition that's called by the leadership. We already have a couple vans coming onto the field from some of our pilots. They landed, packed it up, here they come. I would ask all the people who are playing on the field to please clear the area back behind the barriers, because if we have two pilots here, there will be many more coming shortly. For the safety of everyone, we would ask that you clear the field. Whoever has the highest score on that soccer game I see, you won. Congratulations. Clear the field. I just saw a soccer ball going in front of a pilot. The parent of those children, please clear the field. Thank you.
That's Ashley coming right now.
It takes a whole community to put on a hot air balloon event. It takes sponsors, tremendous numbers of volunteers, and it usually takes a few local pilots to make it all happen. In the case of Midland, it's pilots Scott Strauss, Steve King. It's the King brothers, actually. The three of them, Steve Scott and Scott Strauss, make your event happen with a lot of volunteers. Puts a lot of sweat and blood into the event. But then it takes a lot of companies to help make everything happen. Like the folks at QRP Printing, the folks at Prime Lending, 100.9 ESPN. Remax is a hot air balloon, but it's also a local company. And your local Remax folks invest in making this event happen. So if you know a RE/MAX broker, or you're thinking of listing your house, and you love hot air balloons, give them that extra little consideration. Thank you folks at the Midland Daily News and the Raymond Group as well for all helping out. Folks at Pioneer. There's also tremendous cooperation from the folks here at the Fairgrounds and the airport next door in coordinating all of the efforts of flight of helicopters, planes, and balloons all at the same time. Safety is first for those folks at the airport too, and there's tremendous cooperation between the two groups. Our pilots generally try to avoid using any part of the airport as we don't want to limit their ability to fly in and out. If you look way to the north, see the kind of sideways. If you look at the balloon and see it bending like sideways like that, you might think, oh no, he's crashing, because he's coming down pretty fast. That's what it's supposed to look like. It bends sideways, and it kind of gets a cup. If you that bent shape of the balloon means that he's coming down relatively fast. He might be at 110 or 150 feet a second. And he intends to come down quick for some reason. He may decide he sees a good landing spot coming up ahead and he's going to need to come down quick to get to it. Looks like Sean Rea, the pilot closest to us, is starting to come down too a little bit. We're going to walk on out and ask these first pilots about their flight.
Yeah. What do you want us to make a diamond?
Our last two pilots are starting to ascend a little quicker.
That's her.
Oh, is
Black
it?
truck.
They know it'll take a little while to land, pack up, get back here, and glow again tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen her yet. There she is. I don't know. They landed all kinds. I remember the first time I went up, it came down to somebody's backyard.
Really?
People come running out of the house. I thought they knew it. Whole neighborhood came down. Have you been in one before?
I've never been to
Okay, we're going to do a little poll. Who here tonight has seen a hot air balloon glow before here in Midland? Clap real loud right now. If you have seen them glow. You've been here before. Okay. Stop. Who has never seen a balloon glow before in Midland? Clap. First timers. Hey, there's a lot of first timers. All right. We're going to really enjoy it.
Maybe she's helping them unload. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's that. don't think any of those girls are her though.
I won't be able to see her with a bright balloon.
Yeah.
You know how devastated she would be if her hat fell off?
Camera's got my phone hooked in.
Balloon chaser for a summer. She was driving a van and
Fun a couple of things.
right.
No, we're not. No.
I can't figure out if she's over there, why she wouldn't be heading back.
I see you. Okay, I can see you. Yeah, I might have seen you right now. I'm watching you. If we can get one more, please.
Come say hi real quick.
I just waiting. Do you want one more? You get it like really? Jake, can you get it?
Going. Okay.
Don't do that.
Bye. No, that was her mom.
No, she was going to do it on her own.
That was mom.
Well, yeah, I probably could. It's a little bit. You know how old I am? 66.
Oh, wait, really? Oh, wow.
And what else?
We're going to get a little background on how that flight went from Blown Away 2. BA2 is the name of the balloon. And Steve King, one of your local pilots, who's been so busy flying everywhere else, he said he hasn't flown in Midland till today. But you flew this morning, right, Steve?
That's correct. We did a school program this morning, and then we flew out of Woodcrest Elementary, and then had a great flight tonight. Looks like everybody else, we got a couple balloons out there. Some of the guys hit the target. It was a great flight tonight. The glow should be awesome tonight. You guys are going to get a great show when everybody gets back here. So we'd like to thank you guys all for coming out here, and we're going to give you a great show tonight.
Let's give a round of applause for weeks and weeks of planning to make this event happen. He and his brother Scott and Scott Strauss, and a lot of other volunteers have all made this happen and a go. So what he was telling me is going on with Sean Ray out there is that he didn't have the right angle that he liked when he got kind of close to the target. He wasn't going to get close enough. So he went really high, caught the different wind, came back, and now he's coming down and trying to hit it a second time. I thought he was trying to come back all the way to the field. And maybe he was. We'll ask him when he gets here. But he's really trying a second attempt to get close to the targets. That's a pilot with patience. So again, I'm being a little redundant, but if you didn't know, your kids can go inside that beautiful sideways balloon with all the rainbow colors and see what it's like to be inside of a balloon for free. And right next door on the brown tech, if they didn't run out yet, are some tattoos. Little tattoos you can use with water. There's some water right there if you want to put on a balloon tattoo right now. They'll keep doing those till 8 o'clock until they run out, whichever comes first. Still plenty of time to get some popcorn, elephant ears, hot dog or Italian sausage. Grab some little dinner over there, or a snack.
Yeah, that's true.
And get ready for the balloon glow. For a balloon pilot in Michigan at least, it's most common that they fly in the first 90 minutes after the sun rises and the last 90 minutes before the sun sets. And that's because it's the calmest times of the day. You and I don't pay much attention to wind. Pilots and balloons have to pay attention because it's too windy, it's too dangerous to fly. Flying in wind is actually not a problem at all. The problem is landing. That last couple feet at 10 miles an hour puts a lot of stress on your basket, your knees and your back. So it's always nicer to land in very calm winds and to launch in calm winds. There was a different type of competition where very special pilots, I'll call them, intentionally shoot up into the jet stream, typically in the winter, and they have a competition of how far they can go on a certain number of gallons of propane in the jet stream. Once they break through into the jet stream, which might be at 7,000 or 10,000 or 12,000 feet in the air, they might be going at 70 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, even break 100 miles. And the people who do that wear pressure suits, kind of like the Air Force do in jets. And they carry oxygen because up at 10, 12,000 feet, the air's pretty thin, and they have to breathe oxygen so they don't get confused in the thin air. They even have to carry a small generator to keep their helium tanks warm with heat tape. So it's very specialized things that only a few pilots do. But they might fly from like South Haven, Michigan, all the way to Kentucky on 10 gallons of propane and a lot of wind. So the tough part's getting into the jet stream, and then they got to break back out of it and slow back down in that last 5,000 feet. So they're not moving very fast when they hit the ground anymore. Okay, we've doubled the number of balloons back on the field. Again, there are a total of 28 balloons in Midland this weekend. 28 of them launched tonight. And now 14 of them will glow tonight, and the other 14 will glow tomorrow night. So we can put on 2 separate shows for you.
Where was everybody else? Did you sleep? They didn't even notice. I just want to be like a right above the trees, like high enough not to see anything, but I really want to. She's getting you, huh? You gotta make the noise. You like bubbles? I said I don't know. No, it's okay. Monday? And then I thought
You're live, Kim. Say hi.
So go break. Let's say it louder. No, that's the word that they use. I think I actually missed the festival website.
Looks like you get an extra little free show here from a couple ultralights. Kind of like putting a snowmobile engine on a parachute. I think some of our balloon pilots are thinking, how can I put that motor on my basket? This could be fun. We thank you all for respecting the barriers we have. When you put on a festival like this, you have to buy insurance. Insurance requires certain things. If you don't follow it, and something goes wrong, then a lot more things go wrong. So it's really all about safety and having a lot of fun. So I'm sorry we have to keep this open space for the balloons and not for you. I'd much rather have you come out and hang out with everybody on the field.
They all look alike to me.
Not a risk out here.
Black trucks. She's in a black GMC. That's why I thought that was it there.
So again, some of you may have just applied for the glow, and if you brought some non-perishable items with you, that was posted on Facebook and announced, I think, on TV or radio. There is a trailer with the words food donation on the side, about 50 yards north of the pretty balloon that's laying on its side. Please drop off any donations that you brought there, maybe on your way to buy an elephant. Or some popcorn. Some of the pilots are starting to lay out their equipment. It's kind of hard to believe that the great big pretty envelope can fit in that little black or brown or blue bag.
I mean, we can see if the road is here coming.
And the Remax folks are going to show you how to inflate a balloon again. So we'll explain everything that's happening. They have a gasoline-powered can that they set up right next to the basket. And they attach the balloon envelope to the frame of the basket. And they hold open the mouth of the balloon, as we call it. And they let a whole bunch of cold air go in. And they're not in any big hurry, so they have it on low speed right now. At the same time, the top of the balloon isn't quite ready to capture all the air yet. The top, or the parachute, still just laying there loose. So right now they're reattaching about 14 or 16 or so pieces of Velcro that are numbered on the balloon and they're numbered on the parachute. And you have to make them line up exactly and refasten. Now this is a really old balloon. They're clips instead of Velcro. I don't think it's a very old balloon, so I think it's Velcro. So once that's all reattached, it's kind of like having a nice bottle cap on the top of the balloon, and it will hold all the air. And you can't start putting any heat into the balloon until you get a big opening. You can push the flame in without burning the fabric. So they call it cold inflation, and then hot inflation, and then they take the balloon upright as they fill it with heat, and then they take the basket upright, and then they're ready to launch. So we're going to do all of that except the launch. And one of the world famous, two of the world famous Remax pilots are working on this inflation, but their gas-powered fan just stopped. We're going to show you that pretty best flight new Remax balloon. You want to go upright? Let them hear it. Send out an applause for Remax. We'll start the rest of the show. If they don't hear good applause, they might be stopped. So that big look going out the top is called cloud top. And if it were real windy, you would have a strong person that could really anchor in place. This is holding it in place, kind of keep pulling forward just a little bit. You can see there's still some gaps available and some wind can come out, and that's okay. Until we start putting the ball in the heat in, then it will tighten up just like a sport. So let's watch the Remax balloon in place and go upright. And give a big round of applause as soon as it's upright. To the parents of the children who are in front of the barrier at the north end of the field, I've come and spoke in your area once about clearing the field. I need the adults to take leadership and bring your children in immediately.
Okay, so we're here with Ashley, and she just got back from flying on the plane. So how was it?
Can you hear me now? Okay, so how was your flight?
It was amazing.
Yeah, how, did you go up really high?
Oh yeah.
Because we saw one that was like way higher than the rest, so we thought that was you.
Yeah, we went up pretty high, but then a little further get low enough to where you're like right there by the trees.
Wow.
You could just reach out and just grab a pine cone.
And you were shooting footage while you were up there?
Yeah.
Is that what you were doing? Very cool. Where did you guys land at?
Oh goodness, it was out in the farm field.
Really?
I'm not sure exactly where, but it was just a field surrounded by lots of farms.
Okay, and then all the balloons land there, and then they get in their cars and.
Actually, the balloons landed wherever they could land. So there wasn't really no like specific destination. They have a target, a giant square on the ground that everyone's supposed to try to go for, but if you can't get it, then it's okay.
Okay, so is that how they compete then? Were they saying like they really wanted to get in that area?
Give a round of applause to
Okay.
Remax.
Cool.
Let's do it again.
How long was the ride?
Remax.
Was it pretty far?
Upright.
From here?
Get ready to start the balloon blow.
When you were actually in the balloon, were they like screaming, or were they like trying to strategize which way they should go if they were like competing against other balloons?
Half of our glow pilots
They were?
are back on the field.
Wow. And how many of you were in
Over
there?
half, actually.
Just 3 of us.
Just 3, okay. Did it seem pretty tight?
Now let's all pray for a beautiful sunset
So close, but
to get ready for an amazing glow.
Yeah. Was it really hot too with the heat?
You could feel the heat, and it was just like it felt like hot, but also like moisture. I don't know how that's possible, but I kept feeling like moisture every time they used the fire.
I bet that view up there was amazing.
It was so amazing.
Oh my gosh, you probably got really good footage.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. And you brought it back for us to actually put on live, right?
That's right.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you, Ashley. And how exciting. I don't know if I'd be brave enough to get up there, so I give you tons of kudos. Thank you. Yes, thank you. We good?
So it was wonderful or what?
view was so cool. There's at one point where, like, right above these horses, there's these 2 horses just jumping through the Oh, right there, and there's those 2 guys. Yeah.
Because we lost you. I don't know, you were quite high, but we lost you. Okay, this is your place up here. Yes. I'm going to go see if I can get the shot. Okay. ask Scott if he can come on and take an interview. We know now.
He's in the big rematch balloon. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids in there with him. And they just had like a 10-foot flight. Maybe it was 12 feet flight. What did you think of that 12-foot flight?
Hey, sir, how's it going?
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, nice to meet you.
This is you. And this is Tim over here.
Hello there, my pleasure.
You want to go up there?
How's things going? Sure. Good, man. This is.
Yeah, I think they think it's
I know they're crazy couple, right? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So
we're gonna ask him.
are we rolling right now, Denny?
Something. Well, he's going in the air again. We're going to ask him about his flight and how well he did in dropping a beanbag on one of the 3 targets.
What got you into ballooning and how long you've been doing it and
Get 3 choices on target.
all that good stuff.
Oh man, I did great.
Scott, how do you say
I
that?
come right across the center of the head. It was right up. I wound up.
Yeah, he said everything's perfect. Brian said, just here we go. Yeah.
It got snagged on the rope. Where did it end up going? Cindy's, my wife, is still laughing. We say that some of these pilots need to spend as much time on the roof.
Okay, folks, I'm here with Scott Strauss. He's one of the pilots here at the Midland Balloon Festival. What got you into hot air ballooning?
Yeah, it was about 21 years ago. I took a hot air balloon ride right here at this very festival. And I literally landed on the ground and said, I got to get me one of these.
That's awesome. So 25 years ago, How many balloons have you gone through?
So I'm on my 5th balloon.
Okay.
And the last 2 that I have, I still have, and they have a lot of life left on them. But I just got a brand new one this year.
Cool, cool. Now, are you a commercial pilot or?
I am.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Where can people get some info on maybe taking a balloon ride with you?
Yeah, if they want to message us at Midland Balloon Festival website, which is midlandballoonfest.com,
okay,
or our Facebook page at Midland Balloon Fest.
Cool. Well, one of our camera ladies actually took a balloon ride up with you this afternoon, and she absolutely loved it. How'd you do in the competition?
You know, it was funny because a couple different times we thought we were like going right at it, and that's about the evening flights, right? You just don't know. The winds change on you mid-flight. We thought we were doing pretty good, and then all of a sudden just got pushed off to the side. And we waved to the target as we went by.
Well, hey, it was a good time.
It was a good time.
It was an awesome show for a lot of people here at the Midland Balloon Festival. How involved are you with the festival?
So I'm currently the executive director of the festival. So,
cool, cool.
Steve King is the event director, and he and I basically run the festival together with a small group of volunteers.
Cool, that's awesome. And how many volunteers do you think you have, just a ballpark?
You know, our board members really are only about 6 to 7 people that are active in putting the festival on, and then we rely on some of the educational non-profits to come out and help us with like the balloon walk that we're doing tonight.
Cool,
and some of the other extra crew that we need.
So the whole community is involved in this event, huh? Well, it's an awesome event, folks. Again, with Scott Strauss, one of the balloon pilots, and a really big hand in this festival. You got to come out and see it for yourself, folks. Cool.
No, it's great. I'm glad it worked out. And I cleared a whole bunch of weight belts that I'm not full. And so I had a bunch of meat. Oh, it's good. I hope you get some good cover. Good film. Man, when they were all going away, that was great. And then they all go away. You're like, oh, we got to kill an hour before we start back up. So we're going to go put ours back up right now. So, all right, cool.
Oh, so good.
But it's always like that, like the basketball, whatever second year we had California, we had
Okay, folks, we're gonna wrap up, but we're gonna keep the cameras rolling because the glow's happening in just a short bit here. So stay tuned to watch that.
And you still have time to come down here and bring your lawn chair, bring your blanket, bring some food and a drink, and come and sit down and watch the glow take off. How's it going?
Well, we're back again.
All right, we're back, folks. But we're signing off. Kim and I are going to let you stay and watch the glow, however you're watching the live. But there's still time to get down here, right, Kim?
Yeah, you can bring your chair, blanket, bring some food and a drink, and you can watch the amazing balloon glow take off. And they said about like 7:45 to 8:30 is prime time.
The glow's going to run till right about around 9 o'clock. So you still have time to get down here, and it's an awesome view. The Remax balloon is up behind us. You watched them put that up a little while ago. All the other pilots are starting to come back. You got to get down here and see it.
Yeah, it's a perfect evening, perfect weather. Like
absolutely.
Obviously, bring like a little sweater in case you do get a little cold when the sun goes completely down, but it's perfect.
Yeah, it's a perfect night. Great view. Get on down here, folks.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in with us.
Yep.
You guys worked great.
on. Come on.
Okay, folks, well, we've got a few balloons started inflating a little more frequency now. With Matt Hosey and his red, white, and blue stars and stripes in the back of the field that's getting their cold inflate. A good question came up earlier. Someone asked me, how tall are these balloons? Some of the balloons here you're seeing are 75 to 90 feet tall. But they don't really measure in height so much. They like to measure their balloon in cubic feet. So for example, I don't have the documentation on that rematch, but I'm pretty sure he's probably a 9,000 cubic balloon. So what is a cubic foot? I think I'm right because he flickered that way. Yeah, okay. So 1 cubic foot is about the size of a basketball. Even though a basketball is round, it takes up about a cubic foot, give or take. So in theory, you could fit 90,000 basketballs inside that balloon if you flip it upside down and fill it up. For most of the balloons here, they're 77,000 cubic feet. I have some statistics. I think I have about 10 90,000 cubic foot balloons and about 12 70,000 to 77,000 cubic foot balloons. And we have one balloon that's 65,000 cubic feet. And we have another one that's 56,000 cubic feet. So from 56 to 90,000 cubic feet is almost half. I mean, 45,000 would be half. That's really close. So why would you pick one balloon over another? Well, the guys who have the 90,000 cubic foot ones, they like to take people on rides. They can take a pilot and maybe 2 or 3 other people, depending how big they are. This statistic might not be perfectly accurate, but it gives you an idea. For about every 10,000 cubic feet that they add to a balloon, they can add about another 100 pounds or so in the basket. That could be more propane tanks, that could be more people, or something else. So we have a 56,000 cubic foot balloon. You're probably not even taking 2 overall adults. That was 3 propane tanks. You get 2 propane tanks and a couple 120-pound people, no problem. But we all know it's not what their lift is and their capacity, and safety's always first.